Yeah. Welcome back to Peak Speed Lab 164, where gravity and mass meet friction and the ramp decides the results. So, folks, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully, you are having a great day. I was wondering if today is a good day to talk about our lab, Peak Speed Lab's predictive formula, right? Our theoretical baseline starts from pure Newtonian physics on a frictionless ramp. Okay, how about for another time? It's too early in the morning to talk maybe about physics and formulas to determine what the terminal speed is or the fastest possibility of a speed is. I say we get to it. Let's move on. If you haven't thought about it, please hit that subscribe and like button. I'd appreciate it. In the meantime, we've got a couple things in the works still. I mentioned in the previous video about these faster than ever cars I'm waiting to come in. Hopefully they'll be in the next day or two. We're going to put those on the ramp. I think I'm going to do a series with the Batmobile. I mentioned the Batmobile is perhaps my favorite car ever. Now, really, it's the one from the model from the 60s. And I know the Batmobile's been around well before. There's been models like I think 40s, and then obviously well after. But that 60s TV show Batmobile just really does it for me. I mean, I love the Speed Racer car. I grew up with that too. Even love Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, for those of you who might know what I'm talking about for that car. So, what's up next? We've got a muscle car that I have a lot of, fond memories with in a sense. Just some of my friends had this, and this is a 67 Camaro. All right. So we're going to unbox this bad boy. It says the reason I picked it up, because we haven't had a Camaro in the lab yet, and the back it says the most epic Hot Wheels vehicles ever made, all together in one rockin' collection. And this collection is the HW for Hot Wheels, HW Dream Garage. All right, I think it's time to unbox this thing and let's see how much friction it has to deal with on the ramp. All right, unbox. Ready? Now. Here we go. This is it. You can see it straight on. Gold. It might be the first one golden color. I shouldn't say golden color. It's gold. Color gold. 67 Camaro. This is, even though this is like it says this is HW Dream Garage. This is car number 3 of 5 in this series, but this is one of those that I'm sure I picked up at, your standard, as I talk about, drugstore, grocery store, hobby store, toy store. The thing that's great about Hot Wheels and these other miniatures, these 164 scale die casts, in general, they're pretty inexpensive. You can have a lot of fun. You pick something up for, a couple of bucks, and, they're just, I don't know, you can have a lot of fun with them, with the kids, even or as an adult, and I still do. Anyway, I'm gonna try to see if this blister pack is easy. Let's see. Oh, it's trying to be. We know we like a smoother opening blister pack, but this will just have to do as I'm tearing this thing up. But there we go. As long as it's not a total disaster. Wow. Okay. Once again, the weight in and out of the box. Sometimes it goes heavy, sometimes heavier, sometimes it goes lighter. But once again, I don't remember if I showed you the back, but there we go. Most iconic Hot Wheels vehicles ever made. I read it a minute ago, all together in one rocking collection. If anybody's interested, I know folks like the backs. This Camaro SS. I always like to check what the feel is on the texture table here, and then we'll do the close-up. So we've got a little, and I know it'll be on its lighted spinning pedestal later, but when we take it out of the box, we like to do a quick exam, see what kind of shape it's in. You saw those fat rear tires there. Look at that grill and that hood, that little scoop there on the hood, or that air, that intake, I guess. The side exhausts. Yeah, I've had some friends who own these muscle cars back in the day. Back when you could buy these cars for like a few $100. Great cars to work on, because they were easy to work on. nowadays you have all the crazy computer stuff. It's stuff to just sort of tinker and play with these cards. So let's see. I am having a difficult time with the light, trying to figure out where this is made. I may have to do this outside the camera. The Camaro. Usually it's pretty. Oh, okay, Malaysia. I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm just surprised how difficult it was to get just right in the light. All right, what do you say we enter these measurements and then we hit the short form drag strip? Stay tuned. All right, we're now at the other side here with the short form drag strip. The Camaro, the 67 Camaro, measured up pretty well. A little more top heavy than I thought it was going to be. And I know it's weird because we're measuring in grams, but I thought it was going to be a little bit heavier than it turned out to be. So it's about 32 and a half grams. So it's still in the C class, weight class, but it's one of those cars that felt heavier. I almost thought it was going to be in the D class. But anyway, it is what it is. Again, that's why we do it with data. We measure, we use the instrument so we know what we got and that we can do everything as transparently and fairly as possible. So here we go. We're getting ready to run the very first run for the 20 warm-up laps. We'll see how it performs. So let's get to it. Boom. There, right there. There it is. It's ready. Are you ready? We ready. Let's see how she does. Oh, nice little initial takeoff there. A little burst, 1.849. Okay, not as fast as I was hoping based on what the package said, but you know what? We're gonna get it. It's the other 19 warm-ups and then see how it does for the 10 officials. Just finished up the 20 runs. Check it out. I had it sitting on the shelf. It had to come out. It's the Big Daddy Batmobile. Anyway, this Camaro, which is what this video is actually about, the 67 Camaro, it was really squirrely for the first few warm-up laps, and you know, it's a little bit of a wiggle, but it still seemed relatively stable. Didn't really wreck or come out of its lane too much. But anyway, here we go. First run of the 10 official laps. There we go. This is the controller. .836, starting at the faster end of the 20. So we'll see how she does for the other 9 laps. About to hit lap 10 of the official laps. This car, I think, finally settled in, this Camaro, but look at that. See if you can see on the inside. We'll try to see if I can get a better view of it when it's on its lighted spinning pedestal, but how about we finish lap 10? Official lap 10, that is. 1.834. It was very consistent through these runs. So, like, as you'll see, warm-ups, it was a little squirrely, like the first lap, second lap, third lap, fourth lap. It took a little while for it to find its footing, but then when you see it's 1.8, so we've got like within hundredths of a second, basically. So it'll be interesting to see if this was the smallest standard deviation that we have, or spread variance, whatever. Last lap was 1.834, as you saw. All right, let's get this into the computer and see where she falls. Welcome back to Peak Speed Lab 164, where again, gravity and mass meet friction. The ramp decides the results. This Camaro was, it took a little bit to get warmed up, as I mentioned in the, just a minute ago. And, but it settled in, it looks like to me. And we're going to run the number, see where it falls as usual overall with the cars that we've run. This is car number 32 in the lab that's been measured and tested thus far. So we always do a comparison with it, like within the entire population that's been measured and tested, and then also within its weight class. I think we're getting closer. I don't know. I think I'm going to be moving this quarter mile drag strip, 164 scale quarter mile drag strip up to happen sooner rather than later. Now that we're starting to get a lot of cars, at least in the C class, because again, it's not that I'm really looking for speed. I mean, again, fast is fast and it's fun to watch, but I'm looking all for overall performance. Like, we've got the actual miles/kilometers per hour on a quarter mile scale, 164 quarter mile drag strip, see how that performs versus the short form drag strip with the time. And then also the distance. And then within the distance, we want to see how the cars also handle turns. So we'll do both the right, left, like the sort of S turns, just kind of see how these cars perform overall. And then we'll put all the numbers together down the road and figure out, what are the top 10 best performing cars, regardless of weight class, of build, of measurements, all of that stuff. We're going to look purely at the stats, at the results. We're going to do it with data. So, anyway, I like this gold car with the little black accents, and then I don't know, she deserves a nice look. And as always, we want to respect the folks who were inspired to build her, to design, craft, graphics, molds, everything that goes into these cars. And how do we respect it? By giving these vehicles their moment of glory on the spinning lighted spinning pedestal. So what do you say we do that right now for this beautiful 67 Camaro?